stream/video. This will be going up on YouTube as a VOD. Today we're talking about Chang'e and the best Chang'e build that you can do and that you can just generally build. Now this is going to be what the build ends up being. We're going to go with a Chronos Pendant, Soul Gem, Spear of Deso, Rada Yabudi, and Obshard, and a Soul Reaver, more than likely, unless the situation calls for other things. But that's pretty typical and pretty standard, right? Well, today we're talking about a build that makes it so you never have to go back to base unless you're dead. We're going to go first into jungle practice, and we're just going to show you what the build wants to do and why it's so strong. So, what this build wants to do is it wants you to build not Conduit Gem as first item. Conduit Gem is a good first item. It gives you lots of bursty power early. Very helpful, for sure. However, what we're wanting to do here...
must be dusk outside.
What we're wanting to do is we're wanting to build this so you never have to go back to base. We're making it so that way you can generally, even if you fall behind because you get ganked and your teammates aren't being helpful or what have you, whatever reason or excuse we want to try and use, you shouldn't fall too far behind. Now the reason for this is that the idea is hopefully you'll make it so that way you're almost never missing any minions or farm in your lane. Alright, so we're going to do this and then we're going to go into a normal conquest.
The moon is bright and the night is young. These mortals don't stand a chance.
Alright, so right off the bat you're going to want to level the heal or the 3. Why? It does the most amount of damage and it also gives you a heal, which helps you stay in lane longer. So instead of going Conduit Gem, we're actually going to go with the Sands of Time. The reason being is that passive of this item grants 2 MP5 per 10% of missing mana and can be upgraded at level 20 is insane. And instead,
I love the thrill of the chase.
And then instead of having a going and leveling this to either the Pendulum of Ages or the alternate timeline, we're actually going to sell that for another item and just not have a starter. And then you go Lost Artifact or Chronos Pendant level 1, and then you can do whatever your relic of choice is. These are just general ones that I tend to use more often than not, just on most characters. I actually don't really use this. It's been a while since I've actually touched this. But let's just say Blink, for whatever reason. And then you just don't actually touch any consumables right off the bat. You'll have 250 in gold left. And then what you do is you go to your lane, which is right here. You go to the lane, and while you're in lane and you're fighting off your minions, or technically you'd be at your jungle camp, by the time your jungle camp spawns pretty much, even before you'll kill it, you should, in theory, have enough gold to send your bunny, Jade, your Jade Rabbit, back to base. You should be able to have enough money to send your Jade Rabbit back to base to get you a mana chalice.
Back in a jiff, would you happen to have any SPF 9000?
Now the reason you want to do a mana chalice is that will give you a lot of mana and it will replenish as opposed to, and he can bring you all 3 in a chalice as opposed to 1 mana potion at a time. So you build that, and then over time you are gradually upgrading all of these abilities pretty much in order. It depends on if you need pen earlier or more or healing, but generally I tend to go in this order for the most part. And then at the end you sell this and you go for probably a Soul Reaver, so that way you have as much potential power as possible. And then you have all of these things, and again this stuff is whatever you want it to be. And at some point, if you have spare gold but you don't have an item yet and you think you can spare it, I would even honestly tell you to get a Chalice of the Oracle, because again it gives you 2 wards right off the bat. Hell, maybe even do it after you get your relic, your second relic at level 12. I think that's It's ultimately up to you, but it's really good because it allows you to get some ward vision, and that should be the only reasons that you're going back to base, is either you're dead or you're trying to replenish your chalices. I think people undervalue the chalice of the Oracle. But the wonderful thing here is squishies pretty much die when you roll your whole kit across their face. And you're very difficult to kill. Yes, these are bots. However, the idea is generally, even early game, you're going to out pressure them because you don't have to go back to base to get your items. You can send your rabbit back and he will go and get the item for you. And the idea is as soon as you start to run low on mana because you're using abilities and you're popping off, you know, you're doing all this stuff. So, actually, let's do this. We'll go and revert back to level 1 and we'll show you what the differentiation of everything is here. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Reset level. So we leveled just the heal and we'll sell all of our items. And we'll go back to our level 1 state.
I love the thrill of the chase.
So, when you're at this state and you're very low, and as soon as you've gotten those mana chalices, you can start, you know, slowly whittling away at minions, which is fine. You know, do it as long as it takes. But the idea is the more you use your heal and you use it for damage, see the little icon above my bars? That is from me using mana. So then the more I level up, the more I'm going to be spamming abilities and using abilities, and the lower my mana gets, the higher my MP5 gets. And then eventually, we use the chalices to bridge the gap between when we can't afford any items and when we're having to use all of our abilities to stay alive, and between that and when we have a full Chronos Pendant online. Because now, look at that, we're about halfway there, and it's replenishing our mana a lot quicker than if we had Soul Gems. And now that we have Pendant, now we have even more mana replenishment. So the differentiation is this has 10 MP5, this also has 10 MP5, but this also grants you 2 MP5 per 10% of your missing mana. And in with this character, especially early game, you're not dealing insane amounts of damage. Your goal is to outvalue the enemies by staying in lane longer. The longer you're in lane, and the more you're trying to have to heal yourself because you're getting in skirmishes with the enemy jungler or the enemy mid laner, or if you're in solo for some reason doing this, I wouldn't recommend it, but you can, and it helps you to have your totems and all of those things. But the more that you do that, it makes it so that way you, over time, will outvalue your opponents because you get to stay in lane while they have to back to base and then come back to base. Yes, if they're using teleport gilf, it helps them, but it doesn't help them enough compared to you being able to never have to leave the lane because you pretty much just always have mana. And then as soon as you get to the late game and you're getting into team fights, the only annoying part about Chang'e is that you don't really have range. But as soon as you're in the thick of it, you should be able to throw out and sling out abilities literally every couple seconds. Like 2, because you have such high cooldown reduction. So, now we're going to try this in a real game. We're going to hopefully get either mid or solo. This can work in solo, but there is a high potential, depending on who you're facing, that you just get outvalued. It really depends on... And by outvalued in this sense, it's less of they're farming better and more they're out damaging even what you can heal. And it also depends on jungler status. If your jungler never rotates and helps you, while their jungler is very, very, very much a helicopter parent, pretty much, you're kind of going to get screwed no matter how it's done. But we'll see which role we get. Even if we get support, we can do this. If we get... ADC, we can do this. We could do it in the jungle. However, it's not really the most ideal thing to do it in the jungle, so I would hope that we just don't get jungle. And we'll do this stream for as long as it takes for us to get either mid or solo, and then we'll just do that. Hopefully it's first game. It should be first game, because that's what my preferences are, but we all know how SMITE is by this point, don't we? But stick around, and we'll see just how much work you get to put in here. The only real downside is if you never do go back to base, you pretty much never have any wards. So what you also could do is you could also just sell your mana chalices after you run out of them and keep buying wards after you get the chalice, but that's ultimately also up to you. Because eventually those wards will run out of like being on the map, and the only way to replenish them is to back to base, which you can do. I'm just saying that the idea behind this method of play and this build is hopefully, unless you're dying, you don't really ever need to go back to base. Is generally the idea. But we'll see what happens. We're gonna find out. It also depends on matchups, because there are certain characters that will just screw over a Chang'e no matter what, because they have range or something to that effect, you know? Alright, so we got solo. So we're gonna see a very, very bizarre game, probably. We might get absolutely decimated, but we're gonna find out. This could also go really well in our favor. It is genuinely hard to say. A Baba Yaga and a Yamoja, not too shabby. And then a Charbadis, I don't know how to say that. The newest Hunter. Sounds pretty decent. We don't really, I mean, Yamoja can be tanky, but they also don't really have insane damage. But we'll see how this Yamoja plays. It's going to be interesting to see for sure. And the great thing about this Chang'e as well is Chang'e doesn't really get banned, because Chang'e's not like the most insane person ever. So we're gonna get an Osiris probably, although there are 2 mages, so it is possible we don't. But I would assume that either the Cuckoo or the Hera are just they're stand-in for an ADC. The benefit here is that they don't really have like a high damage dealer in the physical sense. They have mages that deal lots of damage, and the Pele can, but it's really dependent. Our Loki's also a dork, apparently. Like that's a dorky ass Loki. So is our Yamoja apparently. That's pretty good. Their Pele's a pretty big dork. So I guess we'll find out. I got the new well, it's not new, but I got the Bob Ross bundle, and now I can't unequip it. I can unequip it, but I'm never going to. Like, pretty much ever. Because, like, why would I do that? Alrighty. So, yeah. Going against an Osiris, it really depends on how well they play. This player looks like they're fairly new. So, they and I have the same like profile icon or something to that effect. I don't know what it's called in this game, but like profile picture, the square in the bottom right hand corner of each of our things. So they could be somebody who has experience playing a Morrigan, which could be interesting to see for sure. I don't know if their hair is connected. Of course, it is also possible that I've just DC'd. It looks like I haven't, but it, you know, we all know how SMITE be. Nope, their Hera did DC. Alright.
That's how many
So
seconds
we
they
do
get
this,
for a head start.
we do this, and then we go teleport Gilf, because if we do die, it's going to be helpful. Plus it helps us with rotation.
A great courage. Enjoy the brave toast until we.
Oh, they're pausing already. So this is probably them pausing to try and be like, no, the Hera's going to connect. I don't know many people on any platform that can connect to SMITE very quickly, but
Find our own grave.
yeah, it's paused by either Kumba.
Whoa. Now leave me alone.
So you'll find I do this a lot. This is why I like this skin. It's a good idle skin, plus also, you know, it's a vibe. I know Halloween's past. You don't need to tell me. So there is benefits to being in solo lane as opposed to middle lane with this build and this concept. And the benefit is that you also get extra mana replenishment from mana buff, as well as hopefully you can get your totems of coup. Now I wonder where we'll see the absence of this Hera. We're gonna see it from...
Thanks.
Oh, I don't like how low health I am. Alright.
Back in a jiff.
Like we said, get the mana in a chalice.
Or holy water. Bring it on.
Alright, it is Osiris. Not ideal that we took a lot of damage there. I was doing the dumb shit with it and didn't auto it at first, but I felt like that should have hit, but that's okay. So he does have some range and some power potential. Our Loki rotated. Their Hera has now connected. Not ideal, but it is not as big of an issue.
On my way.
We will be okay going forward. It's really, as soon as we can kind of get that immunity online, a lot of their advantage kind of goes away, so. He does have a level lead.
Retreat left
Don't
lane.
waste your time.
Telling me to retreat is not going to be helpful.
I'm faster and
Okay, the Pele is a helicopter parent.
That wasn't very cash money of you.
It's
Your left tower is under
what is
not my
this?
Loki's fault that their Pele is just gonna be stupid and ignore every other lane. Basically what it just means is that they need to have the
You gonna start getting kills too?
the Loki just
or-
needs to be more to the right side and get more value, because Loki can kill 2 people. Hera's gonna be behind worse than me, so
Don't worry, champ. I'm sure you help.
yeah.
Job
And they
fulfilled.
can just camp or just farm up on this Hera like all day.
Job fulfilled. A reward you shall
Ouch.
receive.
Don't waste your time.
Thanks for the mana replenishment. That stun lasts for fucking years.
I'm faster and stronger. Don't waste your time. Speed.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to out heal me in lane. Even if he builds a healing item, it doesn't matter. I have a heal in my kit, as well as I can build healing items as well, so. Generally speaking, we should be able to now start, or to outvalue him in lane. Especially if we can start getting totems and things of that nature.
Be right back. Let's catch us some mortals. Enemy missing left.
On
Be
my
careful,
way.
little.
Someone on the other team got owned.
Job
I'm
fulfilled. A
immortal.
reward you shall receive.
See, he's not outvaluing me now. Even though he has a level lead, he's still not getting ahead. He's not ahead anymore.
I'll bring you something tasty.
And this small amount of a level lead that he had is going to go away because he doesn't have the capacity to do much. That's about it. He's eventually has to back to go and get an item. My Loki's nowhere to be found.
Forgive me, master.
Actually, secretly he's on the other side of the map, so.
Unleash the beast.
But even so, now, oh, either he backs or he has nothing that he can do. She's backing right now. I can see them on ward coverage. Did he counter ward? No.
That's
What
my
the
boy right
fuck?
there. He can frag anyone.
Your left tower is under attack.
Someone's in a hurry.
Destroy the right enemy tower.
Yeah, you don't have her here to save your ass this time, bud. Yeah, so now he has to run repeatedly now because he can't outvalue me in the lane anymore. And I'm just gonna keep getting more and more powerful over time. Not ideal that he did that, but still a good stop. Yeah, and now his level lead is very much diminishing. How did he just heal even though he didn't deal any damage to anything?
Time to pick out the weak. Enemy ultimate down.
Good ult, dude.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Ah, that was satisfying.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Be right back.
Speed.
And now that he backs to base, at least we get the farming advantage. And any minion that dies is before he returns is missed by him.
Faster and stronger. Ah, that was satisfying.
Enemy missing right.
Speed.
Within the right lane.
Ah, that was satisfying.
Okay, thank you. And then less than 50 gold, we get at the thingy, and we're good.
Retreat.
Ultimate is ready.
Yikes. You got moxie, kid.
Get
I'll
away
give
from
you
me.
that one.
Wait up!
Can somebody report that guy?
Ow.
Enemy ultimate down.
Someone's in a hurry.
Oh my. Where are my manners?
Speaking of killing sprees, we've got one coming up.
Let's finish this!
Oh, you're so lucky your stupid minions body blocked me.
Nothing can hurt me.
Let me get you a midnight snack.
Speed. Ah, that was satisfying.
Yeah, I can just keep hanging back like this and not have to worry about it. He's gonna keep throwing abilities, but I just out heal it.
Enemy missing right.
Speed.
Well done, you ulted nothing again.
Leave me a bite.
And now I'm starting to get more life steal online.
Yield to me. Time to face your doom.
Enemy ultimate down.
You should probably stick to it.
No! It didn't give me the kill! Oh my god, that's so dumb. And you'll notice, he's not gaining any advantage. I'm still out pressuring him in lane. Like, he has more kills, yes, but it's not mattering. I'm right on his heels at all times, and it's not helping him. He's not getting ahead. And it's really fucking funny. Even though my team is not being the most ideal, it's still not really working against
Catch
me.
us some more.
Enemy missing right.
Enemy ultimate down.
Elegant and dangerous.
Don't worry, champ. I'm sure you helped.
Your middle tower is under attack.
That
Also, we
was
have 2 healers. I didn't even notice that until now. It's definitely good.
Yes.
I agree. I just wanted that, dude. I don't really give a shit about this stupid Pele.
Retreat. Okay.
Yeah, like this Pele is ahead of me, and this Pele is not even out valuing.
That was. Don't waste your time.
Retreat left lane.
Redeem myself.
Too bad I have like almost unlimited health, huh?
Enemy ultimate down.
Wait up. Mending waters.
Nice.
Don't waste your time. That was satisfying. Nothing can hurt me.
You're gonna start getting kills too? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anyone's
Not
surprised.
ideal that happened, but fuck.
Don't waste your time. Ultimate is ready.
Yeah, it keeps being like, oh, you're out of mana, and then as soon as I run out of mana, I just replenish mana.
I'll make sure this is a
Because right now my mana replenishment is 53, wait, or 54.3. It's a lot.
speed.
And I'm max health, well, I'm full health.
Faster and stronger. That was satisfying.
Be right back.
Anything for you.
Your middle tower is under attack.
It's a shame that they didn't make it that way. Anytime your rabbit went back to base, he also replenished that. That would have been great. See, like, despite all of the nonsense and all of the fact that he's killed me and stuff a bunch,
Ultimate
it
down.
has not mattered.
Speed.
You should probably stop killing with that guy.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Not ideal that they
It's under attack.
did it,
It's
but
a dog-eat-dog world out there. Someone on the other team
Don't
got
waste
him.
your time. Ultimate is down.
That's my boy right there. He can frag
Now
anyone.
you are exceptional.
Back in a jiff.
Your left tower is under attack. Your
Your
right
blood is
yeah, now he's the only way he's gaining any advantage in lane is when I'm not there.
Your left tower has been destroyed.
In which case we've rotated to help out the team, and his team is suffering while he's doing nothing.
You're fantastic, bro.
That was
fulfilled.
satisfying.
A reward you shall receive.
Wait up.
on my way back.
Be careful, middle. Retreat. I must feed. Time to pick out the weak.
Try not dying next time.
On my way. Enemy missing left.
Nice.
Your team has
So I'm noticing I'm starting to have my damage fall off on him, so I'm actually going to go Soul Reaver next item.
Retreat! Retreat!
You killed someone. Liberate. Don't worry, champ. I'm sure you helped.
We kill Argus, we're out of mana temporarily.
Team got owned.
Doesn't matter. Killed pretty much everybody. I have no idea where their cuckoo is, and that's terrifying to me because I feel like he's gonna come out of fucking left field and just fucking ult all of us from behind or something.
People like you will grace. Be faster and stronger.
Also, right now, technically, we already have capped out thing. Cooldown reduction. Because starting IM also gives cooldown reduction as well.
Retreat! Retreat! My way. Retreat!
Forgive me, Master. I must go all out.
Beg before
That
you
was
can save
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anyone's surprised.
Not ideal. We're all the way at fucking tier 2 in left lane there, so that's fun.
Help!
On my way.
On my way. Ultimate is down.
Ultimate is down.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has been destroyed.
Retreat!
That is ultimate down. That's what happens.
That was a big brain play.
Mana, very temporary.
Be right back.
No, I finally died.
Speaking of killing sprees, we've got one coming up.
It's a shame they don't have Bracer of Undoing anymore. Don't know. I think this would be useful, so we're gonna do that. And now that we died, we're 4, 5, and 9. Pretty solid, actually. Like, we're not positive ratio, which is kind of annoying, but we're not falling far behind. We're actually pretty on par and actually ahead of a lot of their team. So,
Retreat!
Group up. On my way.
and we still have every lane pushed up, so we're kind of not having to worry about any of that.
On my way. Ultimate is ready. Let's catch us some more.
How did I miss? Why am I stunned for 4 years? Get out of here with that.
Don't waste your time.
Retreat!
Ooh. That's cool. Nice. Nice. We're back to dealing pretty decent damage to Osiris again. Healing fuckloads. I feel like this Yamoja is gonna out-heal me, probably, because they have another person to heal majority of the time, but... Oh, he got a raid. Yeah, you know what? That might have even been better.
That's my boy right there.
Let's go! I can't really tell what's going on. I feel like everything is lagging. That is not ideal. Amount of particle effects and things that just happen all at once.
Your right
It's gonna have like
is under attack.
mana replenishment for 4 years. This little split pushing dork.
Has been destroyed.
Oh, I was gonna try and grab it.
Right lane. On my way. Take a right lane.
Your right
Okay,
tower is
on
under
my way.
attack. On the double.
Sorry, I'm building an item. Right there still. You ran right past him! Meow, meow, meow.
You got moxie, kid. I'll give you that one.
Don't waste your time. Ah, that was satisfying. Who wants
Say
to
hi
die
to the
next?
fountain for me, Bronzy.
On my way.
Particle
On
bubble.
my way back.
Defend left lane.
I'll bring you something tasty.
Attack! Attack the Gold Fury! Speed! Time for a
Wow, you just don't take any damage, huh?
Cancel that!
Oh, yeah.
On my way.
You're not gonna help!
Lightning down.
Someone on the other team got owned.
I'm faster and stronger.
Oh,
My way. Ultimate
I
is ready.
apologize. Enemy ultimate down. Don't waste your time.
I have no healing! Woo! Woo! No! There's so many things happening!
Champ, I'm sure you helped.
Tactics, ward, objective.
Retreat.
Report that guy.
My. Retreat.
You gonna start getting kills too, or?
My way.
Place a board for teleport. On my way.
Yeah, basically in every fight it's just throw abilities as often as you can. Literally just spam your buttons and you'll be good eventually. You'll just hit everything. Anything and everything around you, probably gonna get hit. You might still die just a lot, but you're also helping out your team an enormous amount.
Don't
Nobody
worry,
placed a
champ,
ward
I'm
for
sure you
teleport.
helped.
Fucking fortunate. I think you guys are winning, and I just want to push up my own lane now.
Unfortunate.
My lane is the only one. Like, you guys are all over him, right?
I don't
So
think anyone's
Where are my
surprised.
manners?
how is Kumba killing you guys? I thought we killed Kumba like right after me. I guess he's lower level than me, so he's probably respawning faster than me. Didn't even think about it. Also, no one's done the Scorpion on this side.
Ah, that was satisfying. Enemy missing left. Time to pick out the weak.
On my way.
Don't try chasing me.
Wait up!
Nothing can hurt me.
Bad.
The throne is mine. Yield to me.
Oh my god!
Enemy
That
ultimate
wasn't
down.
very cash money of you.
Why? What is happening? This is really strange.
Attack fire giant. Defend the fire giant.
Are they just doing the Scorpion? They just decided to do the Scorpion and gave up on Loki, I guess. Bizarre, but okay.
On my way.
We need to group up again.
Retreat. my way. Ultimate is ready.
Emoji, you don't deal any damage, which is okay because you basically also take no damage, but also...
Retreat middle lane! Follow me! Group up!
Your blood is sweeter than a pound of carrots.
We need war!
I think that man's dead.
Your right tower is under attack.
You should probably stop queuing with that. Someone on the other team got owned.
On my way.
Your middle tower is under attack.
That's my
Retreat.
boy right there. He can frag
On
anyone.
my way. Retreat. Enemy ultimate
Your
down.
middle tower has
2 for 1.
Ultimate is ready!
Forgive me, Master. I must go all out.
Which way? Ultimate is ready.
Speed! Ultimate is down!
Didn't even make flashbacks. What the fuck?
Faster and stronger!
Someone's in a hurry.
Retreat.
Speaking of killing
LOL!
sprees, we've got one coming up. That was easy.
LOL! Oh, the immunity! So good!
Back in.
Someone on the other team got owned.
LOL!
2 for 1.
Speed!
On my way.
Retreat! Retreat!
Retreat.
Just like my
Retreat!
hopes and
Enemy
dreams,
right!
they're all dead.
Retreat! Ah, that was satisfying. Attack, fire giant!
On my way.
I'll be there shortly. Let me get you a midnight snack.
I'll make sure to take a big bite out on my way.
My
Attack left lane!
attack left. On my way.
Don't waste your time.
Your team has destroyed the left enemy tower.
Ultimate down.
Don't worry, champ. I'm sure you have.
Anything for you.
Ultimate is down. I eat people like you for breakfast. What the world?
Wow, things are going well for that guy, too. He's pissed.
Don't waste your
Forgive
time.
me, Master. I must go all out.
Retreat.
You gonna start getting kills
Right. Meow. Meow.
I immortal.
On my way.
Faster and stronger.
Enemy
Let's
ultimate
catch us
down.
some mortals.
Soon.
Ah, that was satisfying.
Retreat.
Thanks, bud. Oh my god! I accidentally opened the store. I got so attention to that I wasn't even saying anything. Cause yeah, I was just sitting there like, alright, let's just throw abilities. My health is 2160. I almost stopped it. Almost that whole thing, and then Argus basics, and like Hera did more than my like total by herself, and then so did Pele. So my healing is summed up to say insane in the membrane. It's fun. God, the Terra just will not die. Nice. Ooh.
Your right tower is under attack.
Yeah, Yamoja's obviously gonna assist more, as she generally should.
A successful hunt.
Speaking of killing sprees, we've got one coming up.
I'm here!
Your blood is sweeter than a pound of air.
There I am in the background. There's me! So we'll look at the statistics of that at the end here. But yeah, that is pretty much the best way to build Chang'e. Outside of dying, you almost never need to go back to base. You realistically just get to throw abilities, and as long as your team is semi-comparable, you should be fine. Even though we had a Pele helicopter parenting into Osiris, we still ended up not really giving a shit. They didn't even get to tier 2 tower pretty much on any of the sides. I think they got to tier 2 on left or on right lane. I think they might have touched left a little bit, but that was about it. We'll give everyone a nice teamwork. Now let's look at the scoreboard. We ended up with 7, 8, and 20. We weren't highest gold, but we weren't lowest. We were the exact middle on the team. We had more gold than almost everybody on their team except for the Pele, who was really trying to do a lot to carry that game for them. And then let's look at the details here. We had the most wards placed. We even out healed Yamoja, which is pretty good. We didn't mitigate much damage because that's not really what she's supposed to do. We took a decent amount of damage. The second most on our team behind Yamoja. We did the third most minion damage, so we're in the middle there. Player damage, we actually did the second most player damage on the team. We did more than Loki did, and we did more than the other mage did. And our gold per minute was second to the hunter, actually, which is kind of weird. And then, yeah, our gold production was pretty good, and our total kill participation is pretty high. So yeah, that is why this build is really fun and really cool. You just kind of get to throw abilities everywhere. It's pretty fun. So we will end the stream there because that's pretty much all we needed to show off was that awesome build. So we'll see you in the next one. Please leave a like, comment, share, and all that